Welcome to The Real Reveal, a series where our team shares how we are building a company rooted in passion, integrity, and excellence. From transformation strategy to geospatial analysis and advanced analytics, these are the tools, stories, and people behind the solutions Reveal delivers every day. In this week's episode, Vice President of Consulting Services, Nisha Galione, highlights how Reveal works with clients to turn uncertainty into momentum. We explore how bold leadership, clear communication, and a people-first mindset transform change initiatives into catalysts for growth.
Nisha, it's so good to be with you today. When I, and I suspect others, think about Reveal, I think of data analytics, statistical, and technical innovations. But your area of expertise is strategic communications and change management. How does that fit in with Reveal's mission and our client's mission?
Great question, Mike. And actually, my mission is their mission is my mission. As a perennial consultant, I have always been fascinated about and trying to solve clients' most pressing challenges. That's exactly Reveal's mission, to solve our clients' most pressing challenges. It's not to provide technical solutions. It's not to provide data analytics. It's to solve challenges. And so while Reveal traditionally has always brought data analytics or technical tools or AI ML solutions and data visualizations, all this great stuff that they're bringing, that was actually fantastic for me as a change manager because my experience is in people and process solutions. And now working with a company that has the technical solutions, that's the perfect trifecta. So really our missions are aligned in pretty much every way.
So how does an organization prepare itself for change?
So change is a constant. Change is never a finite thing, as we know, and change is always happening. So the way that I think about it is really how are we prepared for change in general? In change management, we talk a lot about the change muscle. It's a skill. It's how do we go from reacting to something that's happening to me to responding, to really thinking about what are the different tools, what are the different things that I need in order to be comfortable with whatever change is going through. All change starts at the individual level and then teams and then organizations. And so it's really not, okay, what's the change du jour or what's the change, the next change, right? But really, how do I adapt as a human to what's coming? The biggest thing from my perspective that organizations need to do, and many of them are doing, it's really just building the trust. It's building that people-to-people trust, regardless of what the situation is. Because if I trust you, as I do, you're going to tell me, hey, we need to change this. And I'll say, okay, tell me when, tell me where, if we have that trust. And so within organizations, it's really important to keep that as the foundation throughout so that you're always ready for whatever comes next.
How do you help a client find their true self, get back to or find their core mission?
We start every engagement with what is your mission? What is your organization's mission? What is your team mission? What is your director, your division, whatever you want to call it? And then what is your personal mission? Let's start there. And then when we define whatever is changing, like you were saying, going from survey-centric to data-centric, okay, that's the change. What's the vision for the change? What will change? And what's the risk of not changing? That's a good point. That's always a key question that I think sometimes we overlook. It's what's the risk of not changing? And so part of the change management process or, questions that we ask are really to get at that vision for the change. But I always want to make sure to tie it back to the mission. And so whenever I come into clients, large federal agencies, no matter how big or how small, we say, what's your mission? Yeah. And then to this day too, I always advise individual clients, okay, you don't want to change, or you're fearful of change, or you love change, or you want to do change, but how does it fit into your mission?
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. Change can be scary, or it can sound scary, especially for workers who are worried about their job. And we're hearing a lot of that in the news today, especially around AI and things like that. Um, but when you're helping a client with transformation and with change, how do you help them find the positive in it?
It's a great question, Mike. And, one of my favorite quotes about change is a threat when done to me, but an opportunity when done by me. And those who know me know that I've actually been one of the biggest resistors to AI and to the adoption. And as a communications, as a people person, it's always they're coming for us, right? So I understand that as an individual. And a couple of months ago, I was actually asked, what are you looking forward to most in the future? And I shocked myself when I said AI. And the reason why I've gotten so much more comfortable with it, because it is a tool.
Yeah.
And I have now learned how to use it as a tool, how to make it an opportunity for me rather than a threat to me. So instead of thinking of it as a threat to Nisha's job as a communicator, because I can just say, hey, write me a speech,
Mhm.
I think of it as an opportunity of, hey, how can this help me do this in different ways? So that's number one. Number two, we just always have to listen and listen to understand, not listen to solve. We're all humans. We all, we have that fight or flight instinct, freeze, fawn, you can go down the line with it. But when we stop and we listen and we address those fears, I think we can move a lot quicker and smarter
Yeah,
and more deliberately.
at Reveal, we say your mission is our mission. Have there been times where you're working with a client with another organization and you've had to remind them what their real mission is?
I have to remind clients all the time of what their real mission is. And I do it gladly because we all need to be reminded of what our mission is. We all need to be reminded of what's important and what our North Star is, if you will. And we get caught up in the noise or the topic du jour, or, what's innovative or what's this or what's that. And really, we just need to take a step back and be reminded of that. And that's one of the things that I've appreciated most about Reveal. It's not innovation for innovation's sake. It's not collect data for data's sake. It's not do this for whatever sake. It's do it in a way that's mindful, in a way that's thoughtful and purposeful.
So I imagine that can be a really delicate conversation with the client, with the other organization. So how do you approach that?
Again, I think it comes back to listening, and that's really how, when clients sometimes come in and say, oh, we want a communications plan, we want a change management plan, we wanted this. Say, great, but I need time to first sit and listen. And sometimes that's one-on-one having these conversations. Sometimes it's being a fly in the room and listening to them, because really the way that you do that is by repeating those words back. So the mission, the vision, the activities all have to reflect what's important to them. And then as you start to build that trust to say, I hear you, I know what your issues are, I feel you, then I can go and help be a part of the solution. And that also kind of brings in that trust. So then I can say, hey, wait a second, that's not what you said. Your mission is this.
Question, I'm going to switch gears here for a
Okay.
second. I'm going to ask a question that I've asked others.
I know.
So years from now, when you look back on all the work you've done, what will give you the greatest contentment? What will make you smile?
A lot of it. What will give me the greatest contentment and make me smile is knowing that I've made a difference in people's lives. When I say it is really about those connections, and if I see clients, I see colleagues, I see other people within the organization really listening to each other, that's what will make me smile.
Great.
So,
Thank you very much.
awesome.
It's been
Thank you,
fantastic.
Mike. It's been great.